So yeah, this one, they had an electrician go out to the site, pull this out, and tell them that they needed to replace their entire gear, and got a quote for like, I don't know, $45,000. So they wanted a second opinion, so they asked us to go out. Actually, this was for Cheesecake Factory. It was for Cheesecake Factory. So we sent a technician out. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's definitely fried. Let me just pull this out and put a new one in, because we've done it before." And that's like, so when he pulled it out, he found that it was all fried up. But like, this isn't bussing. This doesn't get mounted to bussing. This just mounts to the can. Through these mounting holes here, there's just 4 screws holding that onto the rail, and then you got a live wire coming in, wire going out, and this is just your overcurrent protection.
Sounds like we saved a customer over $40,000.
You know, we like to say we're not the cheapest, but we're the least expensive, and we can say that because we know what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
And that saves everybody money. So yeah, that's what this is here for. We were going to just chat about it. So now I didn't chat about it on the last one, so
and
now we have.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to do this. Oh, not necessarily.
This shit's like fucking ashes on it. All right, here we go.
What we got?
72.
Backup systems.
This is our specialty. This is one of the things that I list on my like bio as a specialty for me. I used to work at a company, and I'd get paid to fly to other states and connect UPSs and hit them up and load bank them, you know, like do all the startup.
Right.
It was fun. We used to we'd go to Vegas all the time.
Big commercial companies that can't lose power
Right.
at all for any amount of time.
I was doing a job in Vegas, right? And then after work, we're at the casino, and there's this chick. She came up to me and she goes, no, yeah, I was gonna say, I got this pickup line from her. She goes, "So you want to go get pizza and fuck?" And we were all shit faced, and I go, "No, I've got a girlfriend." She's like, "What's the matter? You don't like pizza?" She was shit faced.
I like that pickup line.
Hell of a line, but no, definitely, I didn't want to have pizza with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crude.
That's hilarious.
Like, we don't pull any punches. It's just crude jokes. Like, we're
That's
just
hilarious.
construction. All right, batteries.
I'm gonna take that one home.
What are we looking at, Marcus?
Oh, we're looking at a couple
I know.
different styles. We're looking at a couple of different styles of battery systems that we've installed. This one is a battery system by Generac, the Generac Power Cell System.
We're a Generac dealer, brought to you by Generac.
This one,
Redline Electric and Solar.
This one over here on this side is an in-phase system. In-phase is a microinverter system that we use for our solar installs. They came out with a battery a few years back. It's one of the best batteries on the market. We use it quite a lot in our installs.
Enphase is also our preferred inverter for solar.
Yeah.
So it's just natural, for us to add that to our offering. It was great to see them come to market with it. But Generac makes a decent product too.
Oh, 100%.
It's not Generac. They bought it, and now it is, right?
Yeah.
But it was designed and built before them. Quality product.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be Pika.
Yeah.
But pretty much what these systems is it's a battery system. You can make it do a few different things depending on use case, right? But it's a battery system that's sitting there and it's monitoring your power from the utility. As soon as it sees that the utility power went out for any reason, if you shut the utility power off, if the grid goes down for a reason, then the battery kicks on and starts feeding any of your essential loads inside of a backup panel.
Which, we're talking a critical load panel. So you can't put a battery or any kind of backup necessarily to your main electric panel. You just can't, because that's tied to the grid. So unless you I saw one the other day. I went to bid a job, and he wanted a circuit, and inside his electric panel, he had somebody had screwed on one of those keep off, like turn your main breaker to turn on their inlet so like when the power goes out, they go out there, turn their generator and plug it in. But if they forget, if they forget to manually turn that off and lock it out, boom, all hell's gonna break loose, and there's no coming back. Like it's not gonna be good.
Pretty much, you have to have some kind of transfer switch, whether it be manual or automatic transfer.
And it has
switch.
to be in a separate
Yep.
panel outside of your main electrical panel. So critical load panel.
Yep.
You called it something different there for a second.
Essential loads.
Essential loads. Yeah. Another thing that they use these batteries for is like demand control. So like peak shaving. You think about when the power is highest use.
Yep.
You know, batteries can kick in and bring that down to where you're not pulling from the grid during peak hours, which is also when the electric companies hit you with the highest bill.
Yeah, and both of these systems you can program that way.
Yeah.
You can either do full backup, where it sits there at 100% waiting for the grid to go out, and now you have fully charged batteries. Or you can program them to do both.
Right.
With a floor. Let's say you want the floor to be 50%, it'll load shift, or it'll help with your peak loads until it gets down to 50%. Then it'll hold that state just in case the grid goes out.
Can I get a tax incentive if I put in batteries when I do solar?
You can.
How much?
You can get a tax incentive.
How much is it? 30%?
30%.
What if I wasn't putting solar in?
You can now get a 30% tax credit on battery-only systems.
Thanks.
Thanks.
There
Yep.
it goes again.
Yep.
So there are scenarios where maybe solar's not perfect for you, but you can get a battery, charge that battery in while you're sleeping, buy the grid at the low price,
Yep.
and then use it to like minimize the peak during the highest price.
Yep. 100%. You know, we have a lot of different rates here in Arizona, but some of them, some of the like electric vehicle charging rates that we have for some of the utilities, you can charge those batteries overnight at as little as 3.5 cents.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And then use it when it's 20 cents a watt.
Exactly.
Or
Yep.
smart. This guy's smart. He knows what he's talking about.
I try.
Oh, here we go. Partial
There's a
home
diagram.
We didn't give Kayla enough credit. All right, so
Killing it.
right, so we got a backup panel, right? Everything comes in this particular one. We're looking at solar on the roof. Comes to a combiner. The combiner then goes to the Empower. Which one of these boxes is my monitor in?
Your monitor actually has to be put into this box. The power for it has to be put into that box because that's your transfer switch.
We got another video coming about monitoring.
Yeah.
It's another video.
Yeah. That Empower box is the big transfer switch that's going to take it from grid tied to off grid.
It's kind of the brains of the system.
It's the brains.
Woo.
Ooh, got a message, huh?
Is this the same if you didn't have batteries? Is it the same box?
It can be.
It's a smaller one.
It can be the same box. So now there's sunlight backup.
Oh, right.
Sunlight backup, and you still need to
The
bring.
grid drops. You can still get a couple.
Yeah.
You can get some.
You can get a couple circuits.
couple
Yeah.
outlets to work. Make sure the fridge and your phone can charge, so you
Yep.
can call 911.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
Generators. So generators, in my opinion, are the way to go if you're talking about essential loads or critical loads. Batteries are good, solar's good, but in order for you to never be without power, generator is the way to have it. So you can have it in conjunction with batteries. You know, so you can use batteries here and there, off peak shave, peak shave, whatever. When the power goes out, those batteries are only going to last so long.
Yep. If you go back a slide, you can actually also feed a generator into this as a backup to the backup.
Right.
So pretty much if your batteries die, it's nighttime, the solar's not producing, your generator can kick on and feed the loads through that system as well.
Or if you're in Tempe and you get snow all over your panels and you're like snowed in your house for like a week, this is where a generator would come in handy.
All the snow.
Dude, it gets real bad. I had to walk 2 ways in the snow uphill to school when I was a kid. Both uphill. Like I said, we're a Generac dealer. You know, I like Generac. They're easy to use. They're easy. You know, they've got a proven history. They're an awesome product. So, you know, here we've got, it looks like a 22 kW whole home backup. Gavin's putting in the transfer switch here. It looks like this place might also have solar, because we don't have to put in a separate meter for the generator, just a critical loads panel. So it looks like this house also has solar. Probably something we did. Let's see what else we got. Oh, transfer switches.
Oh yeah.
So automatic transfer switch is going to monitor your power from the utility. So they use CT clamps or a CT meter to monitor power, and when the power drops, it automatically initiates the transfer switch to close or open, whichever way the contacts are set up.
As far as a manual transfer switch, a lot of the manual transfer switch stuff that we do is for like a portable generator.
Yeah, you know, I mean, a manual, you have to get up off the couch, go outside, do some things manually in order for that to happen. And you don't want that situation if you have like critical loads in your way.
Right.
So critical loads to me are like oxygen tanks. If you can't get off the couch, you know, you want to make sure your oxygen's pumping.
Yep.
Cold medication. A lot of the medication people use that are critical are kept in fridges, right? Kept in the fridge or the freezer.
Right.
Like those to me are like you can't live without. So if you ever leave the house, a manual transfer switch isn't right for you.
It isn't gonna work.
Right? Unless you're willing and able to get up and go jump through the hoops to make it happen. That's the way to go. But automatic transfer switch really just sets you up to where if power goes out, it automatically kicks on, generator comes into play, or the batteries, you know, which UPS, you know, that's a battery system too. So when you hear an electrician talk about a UPS system, it's an uninterruptible power source.
Yep. And pretty much that's just a big battery bank.
Right. So here's one we're doing, 100 kVA. I think this is 100 kVA. This is a UPS we're doing for a client of ours currently. It's been installed, passed inspection. Right now we're waiting for commissioning. So we're going to do a load bank. We're going to bring out a load bank on this and test it, run it through the hoops before we do anything putting it into their system. This UPS is a redundant UPS. They have another UPS over here that's going to feed into the dual bypass of this UPS, so that we've got dirty power, we've got UPS power, but if it fails, dirty power fails, it goes right to UPS. And if both of those fail, it goes to a different UPS. And then they go to redundant racking, redundant PDUs in the IT rack. So,
moral of this story is they can't lose power.
Can't lose power, and all of it is backed up by a generator.
Yeah.
So if you have a commercial or even a residential, mostly commercial is where we see a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
Generators, UPSs. You see batteries in homes.
They sell little UPSs. The grocery stores use little UPSs underneath the registers usually. They'll plug
like
them
a
in.
little hour or 2 hour backup.
Just to make sure that they don't lose everything while they're going through checking out and everything. Get everybody out of the store, whatever they need, get the generator on, whatever they need to do. So the UPSs are all over the place.
We do quite a bit of this. It's not as common in Arizona as it is, let's say, California, for generators to be commonplace. Just because our utility grid is so reliable compared to, you know, rolling brownouts that California struggles with. But, you know, these are the things that we put in to keep you from losing power. So, you know, our tag is never be without power. This is how you do it on an extreme basis in those circumstances where we have critical or essential loads. So, thanks for watching.
Yep.
See you next time.